Let's talk about something that's on pretty much everyone's mind. A topic that can make you feel anxious, hopeful, and frustrated, sometimes all at the same time. I'm talking about money, or more specifically, wealth.
So, to really get a handle on this, let's start with a number that most of us have probably dreamed about, $1 million. It just feels huge, doesn't it? It's like the classic benchmark for making it.
Okay, now let's crank it up. $100 million. All of a sudden, that first million looks kind of small, right? This is the kind of wealth that starts to feel, well, not even real. It's almost impossible to wrap your head around.
And here we go. $1 billion. Now we're in the stratosphere. This is the realm of the absolute titans of industry, a number so big it's just mind-boggling. And to put it in perspective, someone like Jeff Bezos is worth over 100 times this amount. Just let that sink in.
So after all those gigantic numbers, there's the reality for most of us. You probably got a job, maybe some student loans, some credit card debt. It feels like everything costs a fortune, and you just can't shake that feeling that you're not getting paid what you're really worth. Wealth, that feels like it's for another planet.
And feeling stuck like that, it usually leads us all to the same place. You look at the whole system, you see a tiny few with insane amounts of wealth, and it's so easy to think, this whole thing has to be rigged.
I mean, you see the super rich, especially the ones who made it young, and it just doesn't compute. You start telling yourself, oh, they must have got lucky, or they were born into it, or maybe they just cheated the system. It feels like your dream of being financially free is just going to stay a dream forever.
But hold on. What if that whole way of thinking is just flawed? What if there's a kind of science to how money actually works? A totally different side of the coin that nobody ever showed you? What if there's a different way to play this game? Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting, because this right here completely flips the script. According to a big report from WealthX, for people with $30 million or more, a staggering 68% of them are self-made. Think about that. People like Oprah, Howard Schultz, even Jeff Bezos, they didn't start with a silver spoon. So what do they know that the rest of us don't?
To get what they figured out, we first have to understand the fundamental trap that almost every single one of us falls right into.
From the time we're kids, this is the equation we're all taught, right? The only path to money is getting a job and earning a salary. It seems safe, it seems logical, and for a lot of us, it's the whole point of going to school in the first place. But here's the massive flaw in that equation. The input, what you're giving, is your time. And that is your single most valuable, non-renewable resource. You can't get it back. And what's your output? A salary, which is almost always capped. There is a hard ceiling on what you can earn because there are only 24 hours in a day.
And this number just perfectly illustrates how inefficient that trade is. Let's say you earn $20 an hour, working 40 hours a week. It would take you almost 24 years to make $1 million. And get this, that's before taxes, before paying for rent or food or inflation, making that million worth way, way less. You're literally trading your life away for a limited pile of cash.
So, okay, if the old way is a trap, then what's the alternative? Well, it takes a complete shift in how you think about money. A whole new playbook.
This sounds totally backwards, doesn't it? If you want to make money, the first thing you have to do is stop looking for it. Instead, you need to start looking for something else entirely.
This right here, this is the concept that changes everything. See, in our society, you get paid in proportion to the value you provide to other people. Money isn't just something you earn by showing up. It's a reward for solving a problem that people want and need solved. So if you can find $1 million problem, you can build $1 million solution.
So how do you actually do this? Well, it starts with one simple thing: listening. Pay attention to what people complain about. What are their frustrations? What do they wish existed? Once you lock onto a real problem, you can create a solution for it, and then build a business around delivering that solution.
But just having a solution isn't quite enough. There is one more absolutely crucial ingredient that separates a small income from true wealth. It's the secret sauce. It's called scale.
And this is the question you have to be brutally honest with yourself about. If your solution is directly tied to your time, meaning you have to be there for money to come in, you haven't actually escaped the trap. You've just built yourself another job, and frankly, it's probably a more stressful one, even if you call it a business. Let me make this crystal clear with an example. Think about a yoga teacher who charges by the hour. Their business is tied to their time, it's local, and the scale is super low. They can only teach so many people in one day.
But what about an online yoga course? That can be sold to anyone on the planet 24/7, even while the teacher is sleeping. The lessons only have to be recorded once. That, my friends, is the power of infinite scale. Your solution has to be able to help a huge number of people without demanding more of your personal time for every single transaction.
And this brings us to the end goal, which is honestly the most important part of this whole thing. After all this work, after shifting your mindset and building a scalable solution, what was the point of it all?
Because here's the ultimate truth, the thing we all kind of know deep down. Money is just a tool. It's paper. It's numbers on a screen. The real goal, the deep down motivation that drives this whole journey, it was never about the cash itself.
The real destination, it's a feeling. It's the freedom to do what you want, when you want, without that constant nagging voice in your head asking, can I afford this? And ultimately, it's about getting back that one precious resource you can never, ever buy more of, your time.
So, we end up right back where we started, but with a new perspective. Stop chasing the money. Start chasing solutions to problems. If what you really want is true freedom, then make solving meaningful problems your mission. The real question isn't, how am I going to get rich? The real question is this: what problem will you solve?